Hello all, Dr.Fox back here with you, the weekend update. Miss Mora is just cuddling like a cutie patootie over there. Oh, I can't get my finger off screen. Anyway, oh jeez, Microsoft bought Blizz Activision. Is Bobby leaving? Is there other stuff going on? Some 9.2 announcements, next expand. Let's get into this, shan't we? Dr. Fox back here with you with the weekend update. How are you all holding up? You might notice once again we have another background change. Hopefully this is one of the last background changes, at least for hopefully for a while. Unless I maybe get on the road soon. I don't know. Well, again, you know, I try not to ever say anything unless I know it's going to happen, but it's looking like it might be more and more. But we'll talk about that at some other point. If I say late, that I don't mean later in this broadcast. Let's wait till we get to spring before we even kind of think about that. But with that, I think, you know, the big news this week, I think I touched on, was Microsoft bought Blizzard. It's like, will we see that come to the Xbox? I mean, there's like this long, not that that was like the top asked question, but I do get asked that one quite a bit. Like I said, disclaimer, I'm not connected to Microsoft. I'm not getting paid for any of this stuff. Is Bobby leaving? I mean, they bought it for in the billions. I'm just going to say that. When that big announcement came down, I saw it like almost immediately when that post went live. I was like, what? Okay. My goodness. I'm going to kind of leave that at your discretion. I'm not going to get into all these politics and the chaos. And, you know, my husband does an amazing Hank voice. And that's what, whenever we talk about Bobby, he does this, you know. So I think that's really, it makes me chuckle anyway. I'm going to kind of leave it at that. We have a few people I know coming up in a couple weeks. I'll mention that next weekend updates. We've got some B-days approaching pretty soon. Some people I know as well. Oh, you know, what's going to really happen with this Blizzard culture when we see this change? We tend to, if you want an idea, look at like Doom or Microsoft, Minecraft, or just kind of give you a sort of an idea of like how that's going to sort of unfold, or what they'll do with some of these software companies when they purchase them, especially for that much. I mean, there's a lot of potential there, but we know what can happen with potential, and it's good. Hopefully, I'm glad to hear that hopefully they're just pretty much leaving Blizzard alone, or Blizz Activision / and they're just kind of plugging away at what they're doing, and that kind of segues us into 9.2. We have some more little announcements there about the flying Mecca spiders coming in 9.2. That one looks really cool. We're able to see a lot of the other mech ones already, just like be able to get up, fly, like, it looks really cool. It's sort of a, and any of you that are well versed in Pokemon, there's like a meta rock type that can sort of fly like that, and it's got 4 legs. I know Spider has more than that, but some of the mechs only have the 4 legs. That's kind of what I'm getting at, in that sense that the like more mechanical types have like the little flames coming out of the back, or like that's kind of, I think that's kind of cool looking. Good news, second legendary coming for you. You don't have to grind rep. Now, you still got to do rep if you want to buy the item for your alts, which that's what I'll be doing anyway. I tend to be a rep grinder, for those that know me. And I just like more busy work. You know what? Okay, whatever. I mean, this is also the time we see so many. If you look back, you can look it up online and see how this, like, there's always so many, like, fandom, if you, no, that's DC fandom. But there's so many fan, thoughts and ideas, what they'd like to see in it, and and then you can look up like past expansions and some of the rumors, if you will. Usually we don't give any I only just mention a couple that have been on my wish list. Like every expansion that comes, I just go, this is this is Dr.Fox wish list. Doink, 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 you know. But that really is, you know, there's a lot of fans out there that it's those guesstimates, if you will, that start coming out about this time, and I'm sure we're gonna see like the pre-book for the digital, and then a few months later we're gonna get the pre-book for the physical box, and then people will buy it double, and then when they get it, they'll get refund for the deluxe, and people will disperse their deluxe money elsewhere or in the same place or whatever. I mean, there's so many, not whatever, but there's a whole variation of how that economy unfolds. Generally, we see as we begin to approach the sort of final, I don't want to say, well, it is the final trilogy, not the final trilogy of expansions. This is just the final trilogy of the story in the current expansion, just to clarify that. And as we slowly wrap up, usually around that final patch, now again, there's always pre-patch too, but we start seeing all that stuff starting to happen, and we know we should be seeing that this year. And of course, I'm waiting for Wrath Classic still, and we know there's news on that. And speaking of that, we will be having Blizzard news coming. There'll be more Blizzard news dropping next week. And you know, those that tune in for me know that I try to keep up and at least shoot a bullet point towards most of the... I tend to be a bit broader on maybe, if you will, on some of them, and I kind of leave them in your hands on what your thoughts are on those without going too much in depth on those at this point. But, oh gosh, oh, what else, well, what have we been up to? Well, as you can kind of see here, this is, we finally set the office up. I really wanted to do something with this office for quite some time, and I was trying to get my poor hubby settled in so he could do his thing. And it's been nutty around here. We've done so much. We were doing cleaning all day today. Well, this is going to be posting as of Saturday evening. But we've been doing that. Oh, I watched the new Injustice that just dropped on HBO Max. I know that's been out for a while for others, and other people are doing it. And that's not something I do. I usually wait for it to drop on a streaming service. And I saw the new Injustice, and, you know, I saw behind-the-scenes stuff on it. Yeah, it was alright. That's all I'm gonna say. No spoilers on it. It's pretty good. We watched that today. We've been doing a lot around the house. Like I said, if any of you caught that little, well, yeah, gosh, we've had like thousands of views on the little short we did. We've been caulking this whole, that was just the third floor. That little bit of video footage. We didn't get a lot of video footage. We just were like, we want to rock this out. We just want to get through this house. There's so much caulking we need to do, and we did the whole first floor. We did this all the second. Actually, we started on the second. We did the first, and then we did the third. And boy, that third floor room now looks so much more welcoming. We were really working on that. We got a cute little TV upgrade. We're working on that today. Gosh, there's just so many like little projects we've been doing. We finally ran the net. That's why we're in here. We finally ran the network cabling. I got a coax to the television in our room, and we got this little bit slightly larger TV, and I'm so excited about it. I got to post it on Instagram so you guys can see what we're talking about, like we did last time when we got the TV mounted. And we're trying to put the smaller TV in here so we can have that in the background while we're doing stuff. And I haven't, this is really the first time, excuse me, we've been spending the last couple of days like setting this room up. This is really the first time I'm sitting down at my actual desk, like my new awesome little desk. I know a lot of you are going to ask me too. I'll do an Instagram shot. I'll do a pull out like a full wide shot of the whole desk setup, and well, my side anyway. You'll see that. And he's got his over there, and we're plugging away. This is really the first time I'm sitting down to actually enjoy it. And I'm sitting here talking with you, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm like, wow, this is great. And oh yeah, if any of you hadn't seen it yet, this is my beautiful snake plant. And if you saw it a couple weeks ago, it's a little shorter, and it's you might notice that it's really starting to sprout now. I put it in the to get a little more sun, and yeah, I should probably water the poor bugger too. I know you don't really have to. This is more of like a the snake plant tends to be something that's like out in the desert. It doesn't need a ton, but I'm like, I gotta give it some loving, So, but it's starting to sprout up there. I remember, like I said, those that may not have seen my weekend update a while back, I remember staying in some office spaces. People would leave behind, and those snake plants would get like halfway to the ceiling, or like almost as tall as me, and I'm like, dang. So. But we've been doing so much more. I know the in-game, the Lunar Festival is coming up, or is already live, I guess. I'm usually right on top of this. We're gonna go into the calendar momentarily, and I'm gonna basically be eating my own sock, if you will, that sort of. But before we get into that, I love my calendar kitty. I didn't get a chance to do an unboxing, and like I said, we're starting to move into some of the G1s that I never unboxed yet. And I've been meaning to get an unboxing done for Mirage. And you may have noticed it as I was pulling it off screen. So many of you might remember him from G1, and then he's been redone a few times in like the War of Cybertron series on Netflix and other places. Let me leave it at that. I was going to keep my... I knew there was one little latch here that was going to give me some troubles, and now I'm going to feel bad that I'm trying to tear this open without doing a proper unboxing, and collector's going to be like, no, don't destroy the package, Dr. Fox. But this is actually the War of Cybertron, the Siege Mirage. So I literally haven't even taken him out of the package yet. And I know collectors are like, Dr. Fox, get your gloves. Don't even touch him. Because I'm putting my oils all over him. But you can see he's still even in the package right here. I remember him best in Gen 1. That was definitely my favorite. I'm just going to kind of show you here. I've got to actually finish taking him out. And I'm not going to sit here and tug and pull and try to do all that. I'll try to give you a back shot. This is the weapon, some of his weapons he's got. One of my favorites is when he'd use the invisibility cube. Well, I called it. I know it has an official name, but I called it the invisibility cube. The cube. As Peter Cullen would say. I can't even go that that deep anymore. And I've been working with my voice person as well. A quick shout out to her, and I appreciate her. We're working with that voice analyzer, trying to sound a little bit, and I'm really proud of myself. Like I'm about 86% in the femininity, vocal pitch and tone, and there's so many variation. The hertz, excuse me, but I'm pretty much there. And every once in a while I hit a little androgynous. And every very rare moment, I might barely see it pop down into the male, but I see a lot of genetic females. Theirs fall right down into the male and the androgyny area quite a bit too. So, eye of the beholder kind of thing, if you will. So, I'm really excited that I've been playing with that, and just to let her know, if you're watching this weekend, it was pricey, and I know I didn't need to, but I upgraded to the full version. It was like $10, but I was tired of those horrible advertisements popping up, and I really wanted to get a better. And there was some other options in there when you purchase. You can like hold down different. It's almost like when I was doing music lessons. There's like a D in there and D sharp. I don't think there's flats. I think there was just like D and D sharp. And it was the different ones like A sharp, D sharp. I think that's what it was. But I did that on my Apple phone. Yeah, it was the one. So anyway, so that's our Transformer pulled out of the museum. My G1, I call it my G1 Mirage, even though technically he's the new remastered version of Mirage in my opinion. But he looks the closest to the animated version I remember from G1 anyway. I know this isn't the actual G1 Mirage, but that's what I like to call him anyway. So that's this weekend's Transformer reveal is Mirage. I love the voice actor from G1 as well. I'm just gonna say we miss you all on that race. Anyway, let me just show their back really quick before we move into the calendar. I wanted to show you so that's the robot mode. He's like in an action pose, if you will, and then we have the race car version of the. I actually know the name of that race car, but I know true fans are gonna, be like, and I'll say it wrong anyway. I just thought I'd show that. The deluxe class, as they say. And I think with that, we're gonna shift gears here and get into 11 my calendar, kitties. We've been doing, well, we didn't do it. We did a while back when we were down in the kitchen. No, a dining room table for a while. We were down there. I was helping my other half level. Oh, we got his first level. He popped 60. So congrats to my hubby for hitting his first level 60 character on the Alliance side on our server. And we've been slowly moving him through the storyline, the first part of Shadowlands storyline. I think we did Bastion. We're just wrapping up Meldraxxus. We're going into the Maw now. And I think we come back and do Ashenvale and then Revendreth. And then that will get us ready for Chains of Annihilation and then move into that. Because he's doing it for the first time. He's never played a character up to this point to have. I know a lot of people have already done all this. This is long ago. But I'm trying to help him because he'll be able to do, when he brings his next two characters in, he'll be able to just type in caps lock, F-A-T-E, fate, enter, boom, skip it all. So I'm very, very excited for him, and we've been helping him out quite a bit in game. So let's get in here to the calendar. Of course, this weekend, if you're catching me on the weekend, Call of the Scabs, or I know it's not, it's Call of the Scarabs. But I like to call it Call of the Scabs because that's what. Anyway, that's the weekend update. We have Time Walking, Wrath of the Lich. Actually, that was what we did. He was like 2.5 bars away from popping 60, and we're like, let's do a rat. Okay, and bam, he jumped right in there with the total gusto, and he's a little trooper. I'm really proud of him. He just plugs away at it. He's really good, and he's not irritated, or he's very patient. And he's doing great. I mean, I'm really proud of him. He's rocking it out right now. So that, if you want to get that in this week, that's Wrath of the Lynch Kings Time Walking going on right now. And I took some of my alts and I actually brought them over because I had some extra Time Walking badges left over. And I usually run my main just to get the 500 really quick. I know there's the 5 and you get your item 226 item piece. Oh, we do got to finish doing that, I hope. I'm hoping we can. I don't want to say that on the camera because sometimes I can never finish what I want to do because it gets kind of busy, but we're going to take a shot at it. And okay, so it is. Lunar Festival's coming up the following week. Okay, I knew it was around the corner. So we have Call of the Scarab this weekend. Coming up next week, we've got Torghast Beasts of Pro. Oh, I know I'm going to pronounce that wrong. Project. Anyway, you get my point. I'm going to leave it at that. Pet Battle Bonus Week event, that begins. Time Walking, of course, that's ending. That's the Wrath one ending. PvP Brawl. Comp Stomp, that's beginning again for those that want to get into that brawl and get that Comp Stomp going. Yes, sir. PvP Brawl Gravity Lapse, that's ending this week too. So if you want to get that in. And then, okay, so when I do my final weekend update for January, that will be, we'll be discussing Lunar Festival this week. And I'm talking about retail, because I know the calendars are a little different for Classic. WoW, especially right now, and as we begin to closing in on Classic Wrath, wink wink. I'm a big late BC, early Wrath baby. So that's my jam right there. I like that one a lot. I know there's pros and cons with every expansion. There's some haters and naysayers and other lovers of it. So, it's all good. I'm just a fellow lover of that one. So I think we'll kind of leave it at that. We're going to kind of wrap it up. I've got so much more, but it's been a really crazy busy weekend. I want to at least try to hit a few of the bullet points this weekend. before I do that. And I think we're going to wrap that up. I think with that, let's take a couple of things to kind of get through that third-ish, is that what you would call it? I guess we could call it, right? 1, 2, okay, yeah, it's about our third-ish full week of the new year, and kind of step back, take a moment to kind of breathe, and then just kind of think about a few things. Call me the next time I'm on. And once again, oh, you know how it goes, right? Enjoy Miss Mora over here. Miss Cutie Pie. Oh, I see she's getting up, moving around. Is she getting settled? Yeah. Ooh, she's finding a place. And with that, I think you know the drill.